Hola, Senora Rodriguez. Me llamo Kevin. Now, that's all the Spanish I know, so from this point on, I'm going to use your daughter to help me translate so that we can more effectively communicate. So, Mrs. Rodriguez, I understand that you just had a heart attack, and you have a past medical history of high blood pressure, and that can be coming from several risk factors. One is that you are under tons of stress. You have 3 jobs, you're a great grandmother, you're trying to keep the family together, you're cooking these big meals constantly for them. So stress is a big one, and then the amount of sodium that you're taking in by being so busy and stressful and trying to cook big meals, but at the same time you don't have much time to cook them. So a lot of the things you're cooking right now are really high in salt. So these are kind of the 2 things we're going to try to take a better approach at today. So I'm going to help teach you some tips. Tip number 1 when cooking is that we want to steer clear from the canned food variety. Those are all high in salt, high in sodium. We want fresh vegetables, and we want to cook them quickly. We want to stir fry them or steam them very quickly because we want to keep the color. Because keeping the color is keeping the nutritional value of the vegetable, and we don't want all the nutrients to escape the vegetables by cooking them super slow. Another thing would be seasonings. There's a lot of seasonings that have salt that are prepackaged, but there's also a lot of seasonings that are natural and that have no salt. And so some of those would be like lemon juice, hot chili peppers, natural herbs and spices. Mrs. Dash is a good brand that offers no salt choices. So, and I know that those hot chili peppers, I know those are going to come in handy in some of your delicious recipes. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Another thing is that this kind of goes hand in hand with the healthy food and the stress of not having much time, and that is to freeze your food. Make large portions, freeze it, put it in the freezer, and hey, next time you got to eat and you don't have time to cook, you have a healthy, frozen, ready-to-go meal that is healthy for both you and your family, and it's going to not take you any time but to just take it out and heat it up. And that time that you can save by freezing your food, you utilize that time with your family at the dinner table and open up about the burden and the stress that you have. I know it's not easy to talk about or share, but holding all that stress in, that's just that's gonna keep your blood pressure high, and talking to your family, it's gonna help them keep you accountable. So one thing that I have brought with me to kind of help you is a recipe for lentil soup. Now I know that's a favorite of your families, and so this is a little bit healthier of an alternative way to make it. I printed off some recipes, one in English and one in Spanish, both for you and I, so we can follow together. Here is your copy. And, alright, so this is really simple, okay? We're going to, first I want to tell you about the FDA, right? The Food and Drug Administration. They recommend no more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium daily. However, you've had a heart attack, and so because of that, they don't recommend you having more than 1,500 milligrams daily. And this soup here, it is this is going to be your main dish, and it's going to be less than 250 milligrams of salt per serving. So that's going to be less than 80% of your daily allowance, and that takes up a whole meal for you. So that's great. Step 1, take 2 tablespoons of olive oil and put it in medium heat, and then we're going to take some carrots and celery and onions, and we're going to stir the onions and all of those ingredients until the onion is tender. And then we're going to add some of the spices, garlic, oregano, basil, the peppers, whatever you want to throw in there. Just keep it low in salt. Do that for about 2 minutes, and then we're going to throw in the lentils and the tomatoes, and then follow that with the water and the vegetable broth, and then there you go. Cover it, boil it, and then let it simmer for about an hour. Keep it warm, and you're ready to go. Super quick, super simple, and all the amounts are listed down here for the ingredients, and that's a more healthy way to eat.